Wake up, wake up. I'm up a little early this morning and decided let me go ahead on and talk to my sugar wiggles early this morning because I have a few things I need to take care of today outside the house. Y'all come on in. This morning we're going to talk about dealing with insecurities. Seems to be a big problem among grown folks these days. And the sad part about it is, I don't think a lot of people realize how insecure they really are. But it comes through in conversation, it comes through in body language, mannerisms. It shows. So this morning, we're going to talk about how do you deal with insecurities, the root cause of insecurities, how to stop being insecure. Self-esteem versus low self-esteem. How you act when you have low self-esteem. How you present yourself to other people. You will attract the same type of people you are. That will boost your ego because your self-esteem is just a tad bit higher than theirs. And how can you overcome your insecurities? So good morning to all that will enter the chat this morning. I'm going to go ahead on. I'm going to get started. Y'all always catch the replays, and I appreciate it. So the first thing I want to do, I see y'all coming in, so let me stop and speak. Let me stop and say hello. Hey, Edward, good morning to you, Edward. You look stunning. Thank you. Just got up. I got up a little early this morning. I think I was back on my work time this morning, but it's all good. I don't stress when I wake up these days, when I don't wake up, and when I just get up. Hey, Holistic, good morning to you. Hope all is well with you. Paulin, P, good morning. What's up? You ought to know what I'm going to say about that. The price of everything is up. That's what's up. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Hey, Latasha. Good morning, Latasha. How are you this morning? Hope all my little sugar wiggers coming in are well this morning. I thought this would be an interesting topic to talk about. I've had it prepared for a couple of days. Hey, Carla. But it didn't feel right. The timing wasn't right. But this morning, it feels right. Like the time is now. This is a great time to talk about it. So how do insecure people act? Does anybody know? Are you a person that feels like you are an insecure person? Or do you feel like you can chit and chat with everybody around the world? Good morning, Larissa, sliding in the building. Come on in. We're going to talk about insecurity this morning. How to deal with it. How do people act who are insecure? I've met a lot of them in my virtual world out here. And I don't think they realize how insecure they are. It's what they're saying. It's the comments they're making that let you know. If you can pick out what insecure people act like and what they say and do, you'll know who they are in their conversation in the chats. People with insecurity often want to appear secure. Hey, Sony. They don't want to be what they really are, but it's going to show through. They appear secure because they want to. Good morning, Carolyn. And their comments typically are at odds with what their automatic responses to the stimuli or what is said. Think about what I just said. They want to appear secure. But in their responses, they automatically respond to the stimuli when a lot of times they could just keep their mouth shut and not say nothing and nobody would ever know. They usually deliberate self-misrepresentation. They don't represent themselves well. They're trying to represent themselves as being something that they are not, to make it clear and make it plain. And it's a false behavior, and you can see through it. And the information they're going to be giving you is not going to be correct either. If you follow them and you listen to what they're saying, or what they're saying about somebody, every video is up unless that person chose to take it down. So if that person is talking about you and you go back and you look at the video, it'll automatically tell you this person is very insecure with their own life, because that didn't even warrant a comment. That did not warrant an hour or 2 hours to say nothing. You let the people know how insecure you really are. It's sad, but it's true. So, what are some of the root causes of being insecure? Low self-esteem, having no confidence whatsoever. You cannot come out without having somebody else with you. You couldn't do a video because you don't have anybody to back you. You don't have anybody to agree with you. So you have to come live so people are talking to you. On a video, you do the video and you drop it. Okay? That's a very insecure person. I can come out here and I can talk to the world with nobody in the chat. It wouldn't matter. Because all I'm looking for in the chat is to speak to somebody and read their comments if it's worthy of being read. Insecurity itself plays a big role in you being insecure. Now, where did it come from? Why are you like that? It starts in childhood. Most of the problems that people suffer with in adulthood did not start in adulthood. It started in childhood. You feel inadequate and you feel like you're not good enough. So you paint this picture of who you want to be, but you can never present that picture in full. Just little snippets of the picture. That's all you're going to ever be able to do. You're never going to be able to come out and back up anything that you say. You said it, but you have no backup for it. You painted this beautiful picture of yourself when you came here, but now it's like this person or these people have called you out, and you got to find something else to talk about because you can't address what they were talking about. Hold on. Okay. Chase, it is wild that you say this because I used to make videos all the time. I am too confident for this. Going through. But Jesus is going to get me through. Bless you. Confidence is key. Bless you. Bless you also. And welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Yes, ma'am. Jesus is getting me through it. And he can get you or anyone else that calls out to his majesty. Of course. He's always the answer, but he's the last person most people go to. Why is that? They call on him when things are good, okay? God is good. God is good. But let them miss a paycheck or let something happens where they can't pay for it. And you see it. I mean, you hear it. You just know. Ms.V, since I have been watching you, I realize that we have so many similarities. We even have many clothing pieces that are identical. Really. That top you have on this morning, I have. Okay. And we live in the same area, so that's not unusual. I bought a lot of stuff here in Houston before I left, and I'm just pulling it out. Carolyn, you probably been had yours a long time too. Hey, Miss Aretha, good morning. How are you? Everyone can experience being insecure from time to time, but it usually doesn't last a lifetime. Good morning, Maurad. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. It's a hit and a miss thing with most people. It may be something you're insecure about because it's brand new to you. Or the people you're around, you've never been around them before. And maybe you walk in the room and you haven't really dressed the part like they have. And you might feel a little insecure. Not the fact that you don't have the clothing in your closet, you just didn't dress to the hilt like they did. Maybe you didn't understand what the dress code was. And that's all good, but that's only going to last for a little while. And it's going to pass you by. It's going to go on by this business. Okay? Roses for Ms.V with love. Bless you and everyone who is here. Blessings. We are having a great chat with Ms.V. Thank you, Chase. I appreciate that. Good morning, Rhonda the Gorgeous One. So, insecurity can stem from a variety of factors. What did I just tell you? The first thing that you got to consider, good morning, Keisha, is it stems from childhood and your childhood experiences. Some people cannot get past them, and that's why you see them so immature as adults. You just don't expect to hear the stuff that's coming out of their mouth. And especially out here on social media when the whole world is looking at you. I could never say some of the things that I hear because of the people who are subscribed to me and the people who don't come into the chat, but listen to me and hit that like button and tell me, like when I see them, oh, that was a great live on such and such a thing. That's why when people come over here bothering me, it's like I have to think very hard how I want to address them, or even if I want to address them. Because by now I've been out here long enough. I've put my life out here. I don't need to address too many of these folks about nothing. Their insecurities are trying to make them money, but they're not a content creator. So it's hard for them to make money when they don't have any content. So you have to come and attack somebody with your insecurities and try to put your insecurities on that particular person. It won't happen with most. It won't. It's the majority of people out here, I would say 80% of out of 100 are very secure within themselves at this age, at this stage in the game. And that's with whatever they have. Because life has changed. And they're not in any competition anymore. It really doesn't matter anymore. Thank you for coming in, Chef Mac. Good morning, Miss Jackie. The other thing will be comparing their life or what they have with somebody else. A secure person doesn't have to do that. Ain't no comparison. I ain't comparing myself, good morning, Tina, with nobody out here. Why? Because I don't have to. I'm secure within me, with nobody else. Just me. And I don't feel the need to do that because I would actually be bringing them down. Because the ones that's going to come and attack me are less than. They have less than. Do you see what I'm saying? So why would I make that self-esteem even lower than what it is? I'm not going to do that. Mm-mm. No, just let them speak. They showing you what they have. I'm showing you what I have. Why would I have to compare it? People like what they like. Don't come over here trying to say, she got this and I got that. That's low self-esteem. That's trying to build yourself up to be something you're not. Never compare yourself to anybody. Mm-mm. Bad news. Good morning, Larissa. Trauma. Some type of trauma could have happened. All this started in childhood. It wasn't corrected. So now you have an insecure adult walking around. And they can be dangerous. Yeah, very dangerous. Uncertainty about their life, their lifestyle. They really don't have any expectancies because they've made it to an age where they should be secure. They shouldn't have to compare themselves, but they're not there. So that's when they start with the comparing. Uncertainty or discrimination. They've been discriminated against all their life, and it just lowered their self-esteem. Took everything out of them. So out here on social media, you can be anything you want to be. Anything. Until a person starts digging into your life. Or until you bring out something inconsistent of what you said in the beginning. And then it's like, hold up, wait a minute. That ain't what she said in the beginning. Let me go back. Let me take a look at this. And there it is. You lied. Be careful of people who are always telling you, I'm telling you the truth. I don't lie. That's some of the biggest liars. They wouldn't have to tell you that if they weren't trying to convince you that they weren't liars. They just speak normally. Let whoever believe, believe. Those who don't want to believe, don't have to. Let me get to y'all's questions. Yeah, I don't want to get too far behind. Shanika, good morning. I just shared this with my mom and husband. Nobody compares to me, and I don't compare to anyone. I have no need to compete. Ooh, that was a blessing. Yes, and you're there. You're very secure within yourself. Just from what you just said, you don't have to compare. An insecure person will always compare or try to compare and ain't even on the same level. Kudos. You got it, baby. Chase is saying, I'm right. Your phone is broken, Keisha. What did you say? Hi, how you doing, Keisha? Okay. Confidence speaks. It's beautiful. Yes, it does. A confident person can walk in a room with a bunch of strangers and feel like they own the room. I've never met a stranger before. I met a lot of people who are fake because they don't have self-confidence. And they let that low self-esteem show up. And it shows out. Not good. Edward, I have a rare skin disorder, and my confidence in myself makes people call me everything except a strong man of God. And they will. Once you realize some things about yourself that may not be what society may quote as normal, and you have accepted it, and you can live with it, you can raise your own self-esteem. to the top. There is nothing that nobody is going to say or do to lower my self-esteem. I work too hard to get to where I want to be. And I've accomplished the goals in my life. Now all I got to do is sit back, breathe, or die. That's basically it. Stay healthy. That's it. I'm through with the material things of the world. I let other people worry about that. I don't worry about that. That's secured. What I need is secured. And I have very few wants. If I want it, I'm going to get it. So there's no reason for me to be insecure about anything. Blue True is in the building this morning. She says, Edward Bones, God loves you always. Keep shining bright like the star you are. Yes, he is. He has a great personality. He's always greeting and welcoming people into the chat. And that's hard to do if that's not his true personality. Some mornings he would be off. But so far, he's been the same person for weeks now. Holistic, I was taught bringing you out of character can't happen if it's not in your character. That is true, Keisha. Nobody can take me out of character unless I truly want to come out of character. I have control over my emotions. And I've exhibited that quite well out here. With people coming after me, attacking me, and saying lies and faking their life to be a life that they're not living. And, I just let them make it. It's no sense tearing them down. You know they don't have what they say they had. You've already seen it. If I was a doctor, I would look it up and say, why are you lying? Why are you building yourself up to be something you know you're not? But it doesn't matter to me, so I just don't care. Okay? That's how much confidence I have in me. These people don't write my checks. They ain't never wrote a check for me in my life. Chances of me ever meeting them is slim to none. So why would I care? Larissa speaking to you. Good morning. More blessings to you and your family, King. Miss Carolyn, I've never met a stranger. I own any space I'm in, and you have to. I don't think in your profession or in the professions I've had, where in most cases I knew nobody. When I flew from East Coast to the Northeast corridor, I'd never been to Vancouver, Washington in my life. I knew nobody there. And in most cases, I knew nobody. And what I learned is treat people the way you want to be treated. And when they don't treat you like that, cut them, leave them, let them go. You don't need those people in your life. They are a burden. They are a headache. And I don't want nobody walking around with me with no low self-esteem and those kind of issues. I can't continue holding you up, okay? That's too much weight on my shoulders. I don't. You're a grown person. You're not a child. Don't do it. The question in your mind should be, how do I stop being so insecure? Chase, hello. Good morning. How you doing? Chase Adams, 65. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. What's up, friend? Naptown says, good morning, beautiful friend, mods and chat. I love being myself, gorgeous queen. I go by my granny saying character and confidence speaks for itself. Yes, it does. And thank you for the prayer hands. Holistic, okay, Keisha, that's your opinion, and I respect that. When you say things about me, I am going to match your energy and defend myself and my brand. But holistic, that's something that you really don't have to do. You really don't. Nobody has done anything to your brand for you to have to come out here and defend. Look at all the people who have come for me. And most of them, I just ignored them and they just stopped talking. Nobody, not even a fool, is going to come for themselves. And that's what I really can't get you to see. It takes you out of character of who you are. And it really does mess up your brand because of how you address it. You get too mad. You got to be calm when you come out and address these people and let them know it's not bothering you. But when you come out here in an attack mode and you're going to look like the aggressor when you really are not. You're trying to defend yourself and you harbor things too long. That's what happens with you from what I see holistic. But it's all good. Okay, so the question is, or should be in your mind, how do I stop being so insecure? Confront your feelings first. When I say confront your feelings, whatever the person said about you, dissect it. Now, this person don't have what I have. This person doesn't have the education I have. This person is not growing as fast as I'm growing. This person doesn't have family around that is supporting them and supporting that channel. This person doesn't have uh, anything that matches yours. At that point, you got to decide, is it worth addressing or should you just leave it alone? But that's got to be your decision because everybody thinks differently. I've had people to come over in my chat after my live was over, not subscribed over here. I ain't never seen them before in my life and left messages like, you're the messiest, oldest person out here. You're too old for that. You're never too old to defend yourself. I don't know what planet they dropped off on. And all I do is I don't even address them. I just delete them. Or if they say something too wrong, I just send their ass, report them right on to YouTube. And I never see them again. That's how I deal with the messy ones that don't realize how messy they are. How do you know, first of all? Haven't I asked that question before? Do you know me? Do you know anybody that knows me? Why don't you go to some of these channels that are messy and tell them that instead of coming over here trying to tell me something and you don't know nothing to tell me? And I wouldn't listen to you anyway because you came at me wrong. So that's how I handle it. After you confront your feelings, set some achievable goals. Y'all hit that like button for me. Right hand corner, thumb up. Thank you. Okay, you set your goals now. And we even talked about setting goals at the beginning of the year. Goals, long-term goals and short-term goals. And things that you could achieve within this year. And prepare yourself for the setbacks. Things not going to always go as to plan. Other things might pop up that you have to put that goal down at the bottom. You may achieve that before the year is out, and you may not. But in the event you don't, make sure it's nothing that you can't carry over. If not, you need to try to accomplish that goal before the end of the year. Embrace yourself as you are. You are who you are. With all your faults and failures, me included, I am who I am. Holistic. I am not there yet. That's okay. Work on it. I'm giving you some things right now I want you to listen to, and I want you to not get so angry. That's what I always tell you. Holistic, calm down and think. Because you are bringing positive awareness out here. So if a person hear you going off like that, the first thing they're going to say is, how is she being positive and bringing awareness out here when she's doing what she's doing? Yeah, it makes you mad for a person to lie on you. It makes me mad too. It makes anybody mad for a person to lie on them, but they're going to do that. They're going to pick at you and they're going to be the victim. They're going to lie and say that you bothering them when they are the ones coming out here bothering you. Sane people will see it. Insane people are going to follow them and have comments that's going to boost their ego and help truck along. And really, they're enabling that person. They're never going to grow up. They're never going to have self-esteem. They're going to always lack confidence. And they're going to always have to team up to get that little boost that they need. Okay? I kept saying, leave me alone. And when you cross boundaries to the extent of putting your safety in danger, oh no, I'm sorry. I have to say what I need to say. Okay, that's your personality. Nobody's going to try to change that at all. At some point, you will realize that's not necessary. But you said it yourself. You're not there yet. We all have boundaries that we don't want people to cross. But it depends on who it is. And it's pointless to tell a person to leave you alone. They're not going to do what you say. Remember, they're grown. Once you say, leave me alone, that's when you got to do what you got to do on the back end to stop them. You can't keep coming out here telling them, leave me alone, leave me alone. They're just pushing to make them go harder and harder. It has happened to me. But if I go down there to that police station and I get a report and they receive it, you don't hear from them anymore. Yeah. It's always ways of stopping people. And some people out here really can't afford to be attacking anybody, because if they're in any kind of trouble, this social media is going to kill them in a court of law. This is your character. This is who you are out here on social media. So if I've brought topics and I've brought positive messages and I've even addressed people in a positive manner, no cussing, very classy, that's my character. And that would be what would show up if I needed to go into a court of law. Don't I always tell y'all, YouTube will never solve a problem. It's too far gone out here. People make their living off of bashing and dog walking you. That's how they make their money. It's a sad way of making money, but that's what they do. And you can't stop them on YouTube. You might can get a strike every now and then. But it's hard to stop them. They can do a lot of damage with this. But if you just keep on doing what you're doing and show what you need to show to make them the liar that they are, pretty soon they'll stop. They'll realize, hey, I'm tired of this woman making a liar out of me. Let them just go on about their business. Stop looking at them. Stop listening to them. The ones who've come after me, I don't listen to them. I really don't care. And that way, it doesn't bother me. You talking to the air or whoever over there with you that want to hear it. There ain't nothing you can do to break my self-esteem. You're wasting time. Hey, my Carla. Hey, Miss Tabitha. When you pay attention to your blessings from God instead of other people's opinions, you become unbothered. And that's me, most definitely, gorgeous. And you are definitely correct. I totally agree with you. What I care about somebody else's opinion who didn't make me get to where I am. They didn't give me one red cent. I supported them, or I gave to them, or I donated to them. They ain't dropped one red cent over here, and I'm going to listen to what you got to say. No, I don't think so. Stop wasting your breath, because that's what you're doing. Mm-mm. And when I come, I'm not telling you how I'm coming and when I'm coming. Never. Mm-mm. I'm waiting on you to say the wrong thing and do the wrong thing. Because most people just come back on an attack. That's the worst thing you can do. Let them talk. And when you go for them, you got them. Because you got everything they said and did then. Just make sure that you're in the right when you do it. And if you ain't saying nothing, you got to be right. Let them do all the talking. That's how I do it. Challenge your negative thoughts. Surround yourself with encouraging people. I don't want to be around nobody tearing somebody down every day. And I'm sitting there listening to this. And I don't even know that person. I don't know if they even telling the truth. They ain't showing me no kind of proof or no kind of evidence. I don't care. I don't want to hear that. That's you and them. If that's what y'all want to do, then y'all do it. Believe me out of it. That's not my concern. It's not my business, nor do I care. One thing I know how to do is mind my business. But see, people will get upset with you in life if they've been talking about you and it gets back to you and you know what they've been saying, and you can come out here and shoot one shot and they're out here screaming and hollering all over different platforms and stuff because of what they've been doing and how they have been feeling all the time, as if you were dumb, as if you didn't know. No, I was waiting on you. It wasn't bothering me. Listen to others' stories and how they overcome or how they overcame their insecurities, and try new things. If what you're doing isn't working, then you got to try something different, because you got some bold personalities too that did everything in the world under the sun, even come out and tell you they done did it, but they bold. Bold personalities. That ain't nobody you want to contend with, because all they want to do is go back and forth and argue. And they're going to find something wrong with everybody but themselves and their family. I don't want to be around them kind of people. So what are insecurities? There are several different types of insecurities. So today I hope you are feeling confident and complimentary and about achieving your goals, short-term and long-term goals. You're supposed to write them down. You're not going to remember them throughout the year. Too much comes up throughout the year for you to remember those goals. So if this is the case, you should feel on top of the world. If you woke up this morning with confidence and you are complimentary, and that is how you're going to carry yourself throughout the day, and you're going to make it a habit of keep going on and on for life, you got to start somewhere. You got to make changes at some point, because you will always be drugged in, because now they got a pattern of what you do. You wait. That's my nephew. I'll call him back. And they know how people are smart. You don't ever give your opponent the information of what you gonna do. No, you do it. It's like any other game of sports. You can't give they're gonna win the game if you give them your plays. You keep your plays to yourself and keep smiling. If you know you got them on the backside, don't worry about them. When you pay attention to your blessings from God instead of other people, okay, I read that one. Hey, Misty, good morning. Jacksonville kid in the house. What city is that behind you? That is Houston, Texas, 1970s. Miss Jackie Johnson, and welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Hit that like button. Thank you, Jackie. I'm asking a question. If you match someone's energy and their energy is negative, isn't that part of your character? Can someone bring out something that is not there? Is my question. Are you asking me that, Keisha? Let me read it again. I'm asking a question, okay? If you match someone's energy, all right, and their energy is negative, so you've gone from a positive energy to a negative energy with them, isn't that part of your character? Not necessarily. It might have been the first time it ever happened, but that's not necessarily a part of your character on a daily basis. Let me put it that way. That is a circumstance that happened at that particular time, and that's the way you chose to address it. Can someone bring out something that is not there? Sure they can. Uh, yes, sure they can. So I hope I've answered your question. And that's from my perspective, Keisha. Okay. Hey, let me see. I think I spoke to Carla and Miss Tabitha. Good morning, Mister. How you doing? Yeah, Houston, Texas is looking stormy again. I ain't never seen this weather last this long. This has been going on almost 2 months now. But it's just a stormy looking day again. Don't know what to expect. But wait a minute. In another moment, when life throws you that curveball, you could view that entire world in a negative light. No, 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 no. You have to view that particular situation in a negative light if you're going to look at something negatively, and then try to change that negative into a positive, because it's not the whole world. It's one thing or one person. And that's what you got to address. An example, my sister does not cuss ever. And I don't care how mad she gets or what anyone does. No one can get her to cuss because that's not her. I get that. I'm pretty much that way now. But have I always been that way? Mm-mm. I would cuss you out in a heartbeat. But I was younger. I hadn't reached that level of maturity. I was in a place of uncertainty. I was in a place with a bunch of very biased, prejudiced white men that were older than me. I'm coming in there in my 20s. Most of them are 30 and up to retirement. And when I was hired, there were 3 Black women hired at the same time, but we didn't work in the same section even of the lab. So I had to learn how to deal with that situation. I needed my job. That was my first real job. And I didn't want to go out there feeling uncomfortable and inadequate and with low self-esteem, because it may have been out of the 1,000, maybe 200 of them were really real and didn't mind being around a Black woman or sit down to the table eating with one. The rest of them act like they had never ever seen a Black woman, much less did they want to work with one. So I've overcome a lot of adversities in my life. That's why this stuff out here doesn't bother me. It ain't even real life situations to get upset about. Mm-mm. One boundary setting I practice is the power of number. Number is a complete sentence. Oh, no. Okay, let me reread that. One boundary setting I practice is the power of no. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe me an explanation, nor do I owe you one. That's a good way of looking at it. No means no, and that's the end of the story. You ain't got to explain nothing. And I think people do waste a lot of time explaining stuff too. Why I feel like I got to explain anything to you if you came after me? I don't owe you nothing. Okay? You said you live with it. You go and repent for that lie. That's between you and Jesus now. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I didn't come out here and lie on you. You came out here and lied on me. Okay? And you didn't tell one, you told many. So you live with those lies. I don't have to. I can keep on with my life. But I guarantee you, it's going to bother them more than it's going to bother you because they didn't get to you, number one. And they got to live with that now. And it's coming up again. It's going to always come up in some hook or the crook. It might be several years down the road. It'll come up again. And notice every time, once they told that first lie, they're going to have to come back. I don't care what you say. They're going to feel the attack because they attacked you. So anything you say, they're going to feel like you talking about them. They're going to say it's subliminal. No, it ain't subliminal because if I want to call you out, I call you out. This is for the world. This is for people in general. What are you going to do? Nothing. Get on your platform and boop, 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 boop. That's it. And this is a question that I'm really asking. I'm not dictating, I'm asking because I want to understand that phrase. So, what's the question, Keisha? This is a question I'm really asking. I'm not dictating, I'm asking because I want to understand the phrase, but I don't know what the question is. So, you got to put the question back in there for me. Okay. Eon, I think that's right. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Keisha, nothing is personal because I've not seen your content. However, I will check it out. Have a wonderful day. And you're talking to Holistic. Keisha, there's no need to leave the chat or for you and Holistic not to get an understanding in the chat. And I would prefer if you not do that. Holistic is who she is. You are who you are, but there's no need to argue about it or have a confrontation about it. Just let it go. Holistic says she has some work to do. And maybe there's a misunderstanding between you and her. So just stay in the chat and listen to what I'm saying and not so much what Holistic is saying, because this is my channel, okay? She can make her comments. You can make your comments. Don't make them to each other. And life will be grand for all of us. Okay, Keish? All right. Good morning, Pastor Thomas. God will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Hold your peace and let God fight your battles. He will remove your enemies. And I have watched that. And you are so right. Sometimes it took a lot of patience, Pastor Thomas, because he didn't remove them right away. It was almost like he was testing me. And I had to walk around here with all this built up. And I had to continue to ask him to remove it from me. And I think that's how people get into fights, physical fights. Guns are drawn, weapons come on the scene, and all of that, because it's so much built up anger and hate. I don't think I could ever hate a person to the point where I'm just going to pull a gun out on them after them just saying something verbally and they didn't do nothing to me physically. And that's just not my character. That's not who it is. I can ignore you. I can walk away from you. I can leave you standing there talking. It doesn't matter. You can't make me that mad. Mm-mm. Um, Good morning, Ann. Demons never stop. True. That's their job. They are employed by the devil. So that is their job. God is good all the time. He helps me every day. Tongues will always wag. God got me. You got a lot of confidence in the Lord too. He made me, He created me, and I got nothing to do with liars, fakers, haters, and people that don't mind their business. Okay? Wonderful. You got it together. First of all, you said the right thing, in my opinion. God first. That's what you got. So when He's there, He's going to protect you from all the demons that will come into your life. They're coming. Anytime you're trying to serve Him, trust me, they're coming. Even if they attack the church, they attack God in the process to get to you. That's how crazy people can be. Believe it. They're out there, and they will. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Jackie. Okay. I'm going on down. Holistic. I bowed out and I told her that she was going too far. Okay. People had the nerves to call several hospitals looking for me. And we are aware of all of that, but that's behind you. You should not be harboring that now because you've taken care of that. Let it go is what I'm saying. Holistic. We know what happened. We were all there or in the bushes or somewhere. And it didn't just happen to you. It a lot of people were hurt and attacked behind that. Yeah, it was bad because you were in the hospital, and what she did was show body parts and tubes and all of that. But the damage is done now. And you have to let it go because it's not helping your situation, even thinking about it. You have to ask God to remove that memory from you and do what you did. Okay, you took care of it. So now let the legal system work for you. All right, don't worry about crossing boundaries and all of that. It's over. Let it go. All right. She did put your life in danger. She did do that, but you have taken care of that. So you don't have to discuss it no more. The less you say about it, people forget quick. They don't remember past yesterday. They don't even remember some of the things this evening that happened this morning. Let it go. You'll be better off. You have let it go. Mm-mm. She did some bad things over here on my channel. She deleted some people. They shouldn't have been deleted. She took wrenches. She did a lot over here in a little time. But I've let that go and I've moved on in order to not let that stagnate my life. She pretended to be a friend to me too. Just like she pretended to be, but that's her problems. That's not my problem. And I'm not coming out here with that every day. I'm not doing it. Good morning, Tone. How you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Keisha says, I wish you well and a quick recovery. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Hey, Chico, where you been? I ain't seen you in a long time. Welcome back. Okay, let me get on down. Okay, you say, yes, I was asking and thank you. Okay, Keisha. The only way you can match a person's negative energy is by allowing the devil to convince you to believe it's okay to be negative. And you really have to stop and think. You cannot just, they attack me and I'm going for them just because they cross the boundaries. That's what I'm trying to tell Holistic. You got to stop and think, is it worth matching that energy when I can do more than that? And I can take them out my life completely where they never, ever say nothing again. Because trust me, the more you say, the more they're going to come back and back and back and back. I've had some people to say some things about me on that channel, and I never said a word to them. And they said it that one time, and they were gone because they knew they were wrong. They knew they were wrong. Don't call my name out on your channel trying to tell me nothing. If you want to tell me something, you know how to get in contact with me, or you could have came over here and said, Ms.V, I need to talk to you. It's being messy and trying to put me in something that I don't care nothing about. I'm too grown for that. That maybe that's the way you play the game, but I don't play the game like that. Okay? Morning, y'all. Up early. I hate having to explain myself, but we do it because we're worried about being taken wrong by folks change our narrative. We want to correct it, but not out here on social media. The people in real life know you. That's what you got to stop and think about. These people out here not doing anything for you. Why do you care? I mean, after a while, I guess, and I told y'all something wrong yesterday. I said I had been out here since 2014. I look back, I've been out here since 2010. Okay? So I'm not surprised behind anything anybody says. I'm not surprised behind anything anybody does. I've watched these people come out here, how they came out here, what they stood for then, who they linked up with, what they stand for now. It's two whole different people. If you go back to some of the previous videos and look a year ago, what they were saying and where they were and who they were linked up with, and look at them now, what they're saying and who they linked up with, then you'll see who they are. They're not even being real to themselves. Good morning to Jessica. How you doing? Keisha, when you have done anything, okay, holistic, I'm not going to read that, okay, because I told you enough was enough. Stop. Don't keep talking about it. You don't have to explain yourself. You're putting too much explanation into it. Let it go. Okay? You and a whole lot of people were hurt by her. We've just like moving on past it, okay? I have to. I have a channel out here. You have a channel out here. And if you want to protect your brand, then you got to keep on with the awareness over there on that brand. That's the first time, or maybe the second time it's happened to you. Trust me, it ain't going to be the last. But they going to know how to deal with you because of how you keep on talking. They can't get to me like that. They don't know what I'm thinking. They don't know what I'm going to do. Because I don't let them know anything. I don't let them know how it affected me. You're letting them know that. Stop, please. Okay. Miss Carolyn say, Keisha boy, we have all emotions, but emotions are not character. True. Someone can bring out an emotion in you, but character is something we build over time, over years, okay? Emotions are in us as part of our body makeup. That's true. That's very true, Keisha. So I think I got through the questions that you should have had in your mind. Challenge your negative thoughts, encourage people. Yes, I got through all of those, okay? At this point, you might question yourself about your abilities and even your worth when people are coming for you. But know who you are, and that question is going to go like bam, right out of your head, and you're going to be able to stand by yourself. You don't need nobody else. I don't need to go over there to get Auntie Millie and tell her the story for her to be out here with me. I don't need to involve her, period. I need to be the woman that I am and get on my own platform and address it how it needs to be addressed. If it needs to be addressed. One time, one shot, I'm done. Okay? Now you can talk to the air like I said. because I don't hear you. To just say, I love my coffee time and joy. If you like to make new friends, I can tell you where to find my cousins. They work at the Calgary airport for WestJet. Okay. Righty. When you walk with God and mind your own business, the hate gets ridiculous. For real, for real. Look at the hate he had when he was here on earth. He went out of here with people hating him to the fact that they actually killed him. Mm-hmm. And if you're following him, okay, they're going to come for you. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. They're just not going to like you. There are some people in the world that just don't like you just because. They don't really have no reason why. They can't tell you why. There's something within them that they're liking that you have. And they make it obvious when they start that comparison, when they start that lying, and they know they lying. And they know they don't know what they're talking about. I can't waste my time and my energy on that. To just as telling you to stay strong, holistic, you're always in my prayers. Hey, Zay, where are you? Good morning. Carolyn, a person's character is how they think, feel, and behave. Okay. I understand emotions and understand getting upset. But that's something that upset is something that only you can control, Keisha. I agree with you that a person's character is how they feel and how they behave, but you got to control the emotions of getting upset. You have a choice to get upset or to not get upset. And only you can control that. Nobody else but you. Okay? All right. Good morning, Catrice. Ella Cana. What if people around you say Jesus never existed? His just an image. Don't argue about stuff like that. You know you can't win that argument no way with them. You cannot. If that's what's truly in their head and that's what they believe, and you know better, why would you even stand there and even try to talk to them about that? They need to talk to a higher power, okay? A priest or a pastor or somebody else who is assigned by the Lord to do that job. That I don't think that's a job for you. That we came from heathens and pagans. I wouldn't address them at all. How would I respond? I wouldn't. Instead of being called a troll, I wouldn't. And why would you be called a troll if you're not the person that's saying that we came from heathens and pagans? I think you might have made a respond to that situation. It sounds like anyway, and that's why you were called a troll. But that's somebody that really just don't like you because of what you just said. Why would they call you a troll? Because y'all don't have the same belief. I wouldn't address it. I'm okay, no issue at all. A respectful conversation, okay? Good morning, Michaela. I'm trying to catch y'all's comments. Amen. Stress less and can't help anyone who doesn't want help or who has a bad understanding. All you're going to do is argue back and forth. They don't have no grounds to show you what they're saying. Tell them to show me. I can show you in the Bible where he did exist, okay? And through life experiences, I know nobody could have done that but him. Now you show me where is the proof that we came from the pagans and whatever else he said? That's the only way you could address that. Make them prove it. If they can't prove it, end the conversation. But me, knowing me, I ain't finna address you. But get out of my face. Go on about your business. I was just letting Calista know I would check her content out. Okay, Keisha. Good morning, Ethan. This is so Sigma. I don't understand what you're saying. Come back again. Explain to me what you're talking about. Okay. I'm going on down. Okay. Miss Phyllis, good morning. Preach, sister. Lord knows you're telling the truth. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V, Phyllis. Thank you. Good morning, Elaine. How you doing? Keisha, yes, you are absolutely 100, Miss V. Okay. Good morning to you, Fury. Hopefully that's right. Okay. Mr. Timothy. Hi, Sigma Alphas. Okay. That's a fraternity, I suppose, that you are part of. Good morning. I'm not a sorority girl, so I'm assuming that's what it is. Keisha saying nice live. Uh, Kay Willow and Dog. I just remove you because this is not a channel. It tells you 18 or over, and you came in here telling me you were 11. But anyway, that's life. That's what you got there too. All right, so let me get back to what we were talking about. In moments like this is when you may begin to question your abilities and your self-worth. But this too shall pass, and you will overcome it if you just stay focused and try to stay positive. Your next thing is going to probably tell you, move on. I don't tend to address controversial people either. People who got to go back and forth, I cannot with that back and forth stuff. If I can't straighten it out the first time, I'm going to ignore it. Even in my chat, I don't like it. Let's get an understanding so we can move on. No one can be on all the time. And when you're off, it's difficult to avoid seeing yourself clouded by insecurity. You can learn and appreciate your strengths, regardless of whether life throws you positive feedbacks. Nevertheless, it takes time. It takes patience. It takes practice and a little extra self-love. You can experience insecurity regarding any aspect of your life, whether that's physical, appearance, relationships, financial stability, or professional skills and your performances. Those are all the things throughout life you may experience insecurity in. Self-esteem issues propel feelings of insecurity. When you have a moment of low self-esteem, you can become hypocritical of yourself. Never criticize yourself. That's not going to help your self-esteem. Sit down and go through those steps that we discussed earlier in the live. Even though you're talented and well loved, your negative self-talk tells otherwise. Good morning, Deborah. Insecurity can become a vicious circle. You're good, just and it may be not even physical, it may be in your mind where it just keeps going round and round. You can't get that thought out of your head. You just keep thinking of it. And you just keep explaining it and you just keep talking about it. You will never get to a positive place in your life. You've got to let it go. Okay? You can self-destruct also and self-sabotage by limiting your potential for success and connections. Insecure people really want the spotlight. Think about those who have been insecure that you know in your life. They're looking for the spotlight. They want to be the ish. They really want to be seen and heard. Generally, they come across with all types of barriers and excuses and codependencies. Keyword, excuses and codependencies. They use whatever that one thing they have acquired and achieved that works. Most of the time, lip service, they have achieved that. It works. They can capture an audience. They can convince a multitude of people. Yeah, the devil really got a strong hold on them. So they can deflect off of themselves onto you. You're not thinking about what they got going on, what they've been through, because they're busy attacking somebody else. When really, deep down inside, they're very codependent with a lot of excuses. They use whatever that one thing is, like I said, that they have achieved to perform. It could be bullying, putting someone else down, finding faults in others, or finding faults in others, building their self-esteem on a platform where others left their morale. They're sinking. They want constant reassurance. Exactly. And they're only going to deal with the people they already know. It's just like I know my chat. They know their chat. They know who's going to give them exactly what they need. And they're going to read that comment. They ain't reading all the comments that come through. That comment that coincides with what they're saying. That's what they're going to read. They have a strange philosophy, and it's a cover up. All right. So the three types of insecurities are personal insecurity. It's simply the negative ways that you view yourself and believe others view you as personal. You may dislike your appearance or your lifestyle. You may question your identity. You may constantly compare yourself to others. Your personal insecurities can also heighten your self-consciousness and push you to think that everybody around you is more intelligent than you are, or more financially stable than you are, or more successful than you are. That's a very insecure person. Not always the case. It might just be your self-doubt getting a little louder. The next professional insecurity is number 2. It reflects your fears about your inability to perform on any job. They could be stopping you from advancing in your job. You're self-sabotaging yourself by procrastinating, which happens to be in most cases. You know what to do. You out here telling your opponent what you're going to do, but have you done it? Because you said, I told you to stop, holistic. Did they stop? No. So you're self-sabotaging yourself by not getting on doing what you need to do to stop it. You following me? Okay. Those people have more excuses than you have fingers and toes, and they are always waiting on God to do it for them. They ain't gonna get up and do it. They got to be pressured to do it, what they know they already need to do. Full of bull, full of ish. Stagnated and ain't going nowhere. What you say, Miss Carolyn? I live by an old adage. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words don't bother me. That's good. That's old school. Everyone around me is more successful than I am, but their assumptions make them think different, and that's on them. You don't have to worry about that as long as you're good with Edward, and you seem to be. Relationship insecurities. We've probably all been through them. they fall into a relationship attachment style. You attach yourself to that person. He might not be no good for you, but you attach yourself and you stay there and you try to work it out when you know doggone well it ain't gonna work. But you find an excuse, you find a reason. Oh, the kids are still here. I don't want to leave my house. I put this much money into the house. But you could have had all those years happier without that headache. But it's just something you might have to go through because of the emotional and attachment to that person. Secure attachers enter into a relationship with good intentions, excellent emotional intelligence, and a willingness to communicate. If you're with a person, I don't care what type of relationship it is, it could just be a friendship. But if y'all can't communicate, like in the chat, y'all not going to get along. And somebody's going to be the person that just falls out. I'll fall out the chat. And it's the same thing in real life. That's why I say we can always agree to disagree over here and keep it moving. Because we are all different individuals. We all have different thought processes. And we all move at different times in life. I'm not a procrastinator. I'm going to think about it and I'm going to make my move. Okay? And when I make my move, I'm shutting you down. I mean, it gets to that point. I've let you slide. 1, I've let you slide. 2, 3 strikes, you out. You gone. I'm not tolerating you no more. I'm not dealing with you no more. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say because everything you said about me was negative and it was a lie. And why you did it, I now know. And I'm going to sit up there and let you continue. No, I'm not. I'm going to stop you. Okay? Insecure partners may believe themselves worthy of love and constantly seek affirmation. Watch people like that too. If they always got to give you what they're doing or what they're saying, and then they got to have you there for affirmation of it, they can't make a decision. And the decision you make might not be the right decision for them. And you can't let them attach to you like that. You got to do it for yourself. I can't do that for you. And I don't want to affirm something. I don't know all the details about it. And we have to have respect for our others' opinions, feelings, and belief because we are not the same. Fact, Keisha. Okay, let me go back up. I think I got everybody. Okay. And don't be so controversial. It's just your opinion, but a lot of things, listen to what the other person is saying to try to get an understanding before you go after them. Because I've had instances where we were saying the same thing, but it was how I pronounced the word being so southern and being so having a drawl. She misunderstood what I was saying. But in the end, one of my chatters told me, Ms.V, she thought you said something and she misunderstood what you were saying. And you were right. Y'all were both saying the same thing. I was like, oh, okay. That's why I tend to try not to go off on people without reading it thoroughly and trying to get an understanding. And then I appreciate y'all when I got it wrong and y'all like, no, Ms.V, that's not what she's saying. I appreciate that because people can misinterpret things all the time. And that's when trouble starts. So insecurities have a potential damage both to your self-perception and your relationships. Keyword, self-perception. In healthy interactions, people take responsibility for their thoughts and they use positive conversations to improve their emotional intelligence. I said that people take responsibility for their thoughts and they use positive conversations to improve their emotional intelligence. Negative didn't play a part in that sentence at all, period. These people generally need to be constantly affirmed instead of their followers, friends, and loved ones being honest and authentic to them. Low self-esteem drives insecurity. People feel inadequate due to external forces, generally from self-esteem issues. Being subjected to any of the following situations can cause long-term confidence damage: harsh criticism, low performance in school or on the job, relationship with people of greater confidence. If my confidence is very strong and the person that is with me or in the chat even doesn't quite have the confidence I have, they could bump heads because maybe they're seeing it like you're trying to lower my confidence, or you trying to say I don't know what I'm talking about. And because in their head, they know what they're doing or what they're saying is right, but only they see it that way. Nobody else sees it that way but them. Um, Let me see. Not meeting your goals and feeling like a failure. Medical circumstances that prevent you from living the way you please. All of this. Comparing your economic status and lifestyle with others. That is a big no-no. I don't know two people that have the exact same life and lifestyle in the world. Similarities, but nothing is exact. Last, how can you overcome? Again, confront your feelings, set achievable goals, prepare yourself for setbacks, embrace yourself as you are, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, polish up your speaking skills. Challenge your negative thoughts. Surround yourself with encouraging people that's telling you the right thing. They can be encouraging, but can be negatively encouraging you. That's when you got to decipher the difference. Are they using you? Have they bought you? How did you get so entangled with them that everything they doing and saying is right when the whole world's seeing that it ain't? Listen to other people's stories about overcoming insecurities and try new things. All right, let me go back up. I think I'm right here with Keisha Board. I got you, lady. Okay, wait a minute. Carolyn, for me, it depends on who is saying the words. Okay, I got you, lady. And we have to respect other people's opinions. My chances with people are slim, then none. Now, gorgeous. Yeah, I don't want a lot of new people in my life. I really don't. I mean, as real close friends, like the friends I've had over the years, because it takes too much to really learn who they are and be able to deal with their personality and find out if that's really the person for you. I just don't want to go through all of that. I just want to be cordial to everybody, speak to everybody, be nice until they show me a reason not to be. And I'm still not going to be nasty. I'm just walking away. I just don't have time for it. I just don't want to be bothered. Carolyn, I remember singing that song on the playground, Sticks and Stones. I go in the house on people that only want you to hear them. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a two-way conversation or a three-way or however many people involved. Everybody should have something to say. But I know people in real life and They want to say what they want to say, period. And they want you to buy into it. And they use the same excuse throughout life. And they ain't gone nowhere, and they ain't going nowhere because they don't have it together from in here. They living not necessarily a lie, but a dream. They ain't never gonna come true. Okay. Okay, that's Xfinity. I gotta write these folks down. I probably want to hook up my phone. Xfinity and Sean. All right, I gotta call them back. Keisha, my daughter had a so-called friend always giving her the worst advice. I hope she picked up on it and decided that that ain't gonna work. I don't want to hear it. And it's a growing process, people. Like I said, I wasn't always this way. In my 20s, 30s, I stopped that at 40. And it's like, I don't want to be that person anymore. I'm not going to attack you just because you attack me. I'm not going to cuss you out because you cuss me out. That just don't look good as a lady. And men are watching. It ain't no man going to want no woman like that because he ain't going to respect her. For one thing, good morning, Cheryl P. Ain't no respect from no man. And he would never want you as his wife. And if he end up with you as his wife, he ain't going to treat you right. Because you ain't right. And you're embarrassing. Okay? And when people pull away from you, it's a reason. Yeah, don't play victim because it's something you did or something you said. All right, y'all. I've been on here almost an hour and a half. I got to get on with my day and make my phone calls. It's been pleasant talking to each and every one of you. Wasn't either had a lot of changes to make. Yeah, it wasn't easy, you mean. Had a lot of changes to make. And changes are painful to a lot of people. Good morning, go getter. I am just getting off. I came on a little early this morning because I got a kind of busy day. Please, y'all, catch the replay for those of you who are coming in late. Ms.V, please keep my granddaughter in prayer. She graduates today. Congratulations, Carla, from high school and lost her grandfather from Texas to cancer last night. Oh, my God. Carla, we will. Let's keep Carla's granddaughter in prayer. She lost her grandfather last night. That sort of happened with my daughter. My mother passed of cancer in August of 99. And my daughter started Xavier in August of 99. 2002. I'm thinking about high school. It was 2002 she graduated. So yeah, it would have been 99. And it was hard trying to get her back focused on school because she had planned to go to Louisiana, which she did so she could be close to my mom. And then my mom's cancer didn't last very long at all. Within 3 or 4 months, she was gone. Because when she caught it, it was already in the last stages. So I can really understand, Carla, y'all just really have to wrap your loving arms around her, make her truly understand that, you know, we come here living, but we all got to go. And now you got to really, or either she gonna have to lay it out this first semester because she's not gonna do good if her mind can't stay focused on her books. You're welcome, Carla. And congratulations from Keisha to your granddaughter graduating tonight, Carla. All right, people, I have enjoyed our conversation on insecurity today. Everybody have a wonderful day, and we'll see each other next time. Much love to you. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Good day.